Good morning, friendship. Historically, it is rare to live long enough on this planet to become a part of the very history about which I am reporting. And that is about the fascinating history of the performing arts, and more specifically, of the world of the theater. Before the civil rights movement, over 50 years ago, there were those of us who aspired to become one of the many stars of Broadway. But we did not have that opportunity. And alas, this was not to be, because these were the dark days of segregation. We, the blacks, had wrongly been left behind in the world of the theater and had never received the opportunity to display the recognition of our talent. Even though this speaker traveled to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor to receive a graduate degree in speech with emphasis on the drama, when at times it might have seemed to be to no avail. But that's another part of history that I don't have the time to tell you about. We were not the right color by law in the South, and though not cloaked by laws in the North, it retained its slave mentality and at times tried to outdo the South. But the Lord did not forget us, and he made his light to shine upon us, and it enabled such actors as Ira Aldridge, knowing he could never make it in this country, went over to London in the 1800s to pursue his acting career, and traveled for 42 years to rave reviews throughout Europe. One of the greatest dancers ever was Josephine Baker, who was born in 1906 in the slums of St. Louis, Missouri, and having been rejected in Philadelphia and New York, finally opened to packed houses in Paris. Please let me cite Paul Robeson, who in 1943 made a record of 296 performances as Shakespeare's Othello. In 1961, the comedy Pearly Victorious by Ossie Davis opened on Broadway, starring Ossie and Ruby Dee. In 1969, James Earl Jones was awarded the Tony Award for his performance as Jack Johnson in The Great White Hope. Now let me come closer to home, Atlanta. As early as 1905, Atlanta University instituted the custom of presenting a Shakespearean play by its graduating classes. This university continued adding to the performing arts until the 1940s, when Baldwin Burroughs came from Texas to teach drama at Spelman College. And during the summers, when black teachers crowded the Atlanta University campus to get their graduate degrees while on their summer vacations, Baldwin, while directing plays for the Atlanta University Summer Theater, plucked raw talent from college students, university staff, and frustrated ones already had started their careers. He brought us all together and put us before the lights. And believe me when I tell you, we wowed the summer audiences as we became characters from well-known authors. And I feel Baldwin was the forerunner of the present Tyler Perry of today. Now, bear in mind, this was long before blacks were admitted to the Southern white universities, and certainly long before Hamilton Holmes and Charlene Hunter desegregated the University of Georgia. Remember, we were not the right color prior to desegregation, and we were challenged to become that right color, and this challenge continues even to today. Importantly, let me include the first owned and operated black radio station in the United States when it opened in Atlanta in 1950 by the call letters W-E-R-D. Please try to visualize. The radio was king of the road before television came into its own. This enabled Baldwin to pull some of his summer theater stars, including this one, to travel down to Auburn Avenue weekly to read before a much larger radio audience. Believe it or not, we were paid a small stipend for our efforts and were advertised in the black newspaper, the Atlanta Daily World. Now, I have only touched the surface of this topic, but I feel blessed at the age of 92 to have lived long enough to be blessed and to have lived to see the day when many Afro-Americans, now and no longer called blacks, have been able to reach their dreams.